Hey guys, it's Molly. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my March reading wrap up recap video, all the books I read in March. So let's get into it. I read 9 books this month. And yeah, let's just get into it, I guess. So I have my stack of all my physical books that I read this month. And then I also have a couple that I read on my phone on my Kindle Unlimited app. So let's just get into it. So first is Long Way Down, which is technically the last book of the Addicted Calloway Sisters series, before that epilogue novel, which is like technically the last book of the series. And if you don't know what the Addicted Calloway Sisters series is, it basically follows this couple, Lily and Lo. They're like the Addicted series. They both are addicts. Lily is a sex addict, Lo is a alcoholic, and it just kind of follows them, like their childhood best friends turned lovers kind of thing, them just kind of like growing, maturing, that kind of thing. And then the Calloway Sisters series follows their sisters, Rose and Daisy, and then Rose and Connor and Daisy and Reich is Lo's half brother, the whole thing. So this is the last book in the series, and this is also Daisy and Reich's last book. I love Daisy and Reich. I am a huge Razy fan. I love them so much. I love Reich, I love Daisy. And I really liked this book. I do have some grievances with it. I gave it 4.5 stars, and that's just genuinely because I thought this book, they just went through so much in it. Like, there was just so much heartbreak for these two that I was just like, why? Why do we keep doing this? Why do we keep just giving them the shit shovel one after the other? Like, can they catch a break, please? But I did really enjoy this book. I love this series, I love this universe, and I love Daisy and I love Reich, and seeing them as parents is my favorite thing ever. So I gave this book 4.5 stars. Okay, next I read Some Kind of Perfect, which is the epilogue novel, and I read this on the Kindle app. It wasn't a Kindle Unlimited book, but I just read it on my phone because I didn't want to buy the physical version because I was abroad and I didn't want to bring it back and all that kind of stuff. But Some Kind of Perfect is the epilogue novel, so it's just kind of like, I've heard someone describe it as like a collection of short stories. It kind of is that. It's honestly just, it was kind of like reading a reality TV show kind of thing. Like, you're just reading about the characters' lives. There's not really a plot. It's just kind of a wrap up and just kind of gives you some closure from this series. I loved it. I gave it 4 stars. I mean, it was it was just a epilogue novel, so it wasn't a huge over the top kind of thing, but I really liked it, and it was fun seeing the Super Six all become parents, and it tells the story of all the kids being born and them kind of growing up. I'm obsessed with the Cobalt family. I literally am obsessed with them so much. I'm obsessed with the Hale family too. Mafi, I love Mafi so much. And it just kind of got me really excited for the Like Us series, which I then started, and I read Damaged Like Us, which is the first series in the Like Us series, and this follows Mafi, Maximoff Hale, who is Lily and Lo's parents, who are they're the OG of the series. They're the first couple. So it follows them, and Mafi is this he's called the American Prince because their family is kind of blown up. They're very famous, Kardashian level famous. They have a reality show that they have on HBO called We Are Calloway. Super fun. I wish it was a real show because I really want to watch it. It looks so good. And it just follows those two, and Pharaoh is Mafi's bodyguard, and then they kind of have this forbidden kind of love thing. They fall in love with each other. It's just really sweet and really cute, and I loved it a lot. And I love Pharaoh and I love Mafi, and I think they're so cute. So yeah, I gave that 4.5 stars. And then I read Lovers Like Us, which is the next one in the series, and this was just kind of a continuation of their relationship. And then in this, their relationship, they end up like the whole book, basically the relationship is in secret, and then something happens where there's like a rumor that goes around, and basically like the only way to like stop the rumor from happening, or stop like, because their family like believes the rumor, so the only way to like stop the family from like thinking that it's true is to tell them that Pharaoh and Mafi are dating. And so they end up like telling the family, and then at the end of the book they end up like telling everyone on Instagram, which I thought was so cute and I loved it. So I gave that book also 4.5 stars. And then the last book that I read in this series was Alphas Like Us, and I also gave this 4.5 stars. I love Mafi and Pharaoh. I think they're so cute. The next like couple slash book in the Like Us series is Jane. And I think some people might come after me saying this, but I'm not a huge Jane Cobalt fan. I'm sorry. It's just mainly like her clothes. The way that they describe the clothes, I'm not a fan, and I really don't like Thatcher. Like, they built up these 3 books of just being like, Thatcher's a bad guy, Thatcher's an asshole, Thatcher's ignorant, like blah, 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 like saying all these things, and then they're like, oh no, Thatcher's a good guy now, and I'm like, I'm not rooting for this man. So I don't know if I'm gonna continue the series and read Jane's book. I probably will. I've already started it. I'm like 3 chapters in, but who knows? I don't know. Oh, sorry. The reason I keep looking down is because I have it on my computer. So now we are into my physical copies. So we have The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I love Lynn Painter so much. Yes, I just got a job. Sorry. So The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I'm literally obsessed with this book. I'm obsessed with Lynn Painter. I think her books are so cute. They're just like rom-com, like they just give like 90s rom-com vibes, and I just love them so much. I read Better Than the Movies, which is her other book. It's on the back, and I fell in love with it, and I read this book and I fell in love with it. And the Taylor Swift references in this book, guys, as you know, I'm a Swiftie. My Taylor Swift tattoo can tell it for you. I love Taylor Swift, and I love when books like reference like they reference like shows or TV shows or movies or songs or whatever, but they don't make it like the whole personality of the book. And this, like the way that she referenced Taylor Swift, it wasn't like in your face like Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift. It was just like kind of subtle, and it was just like cute, and it didn't really age the book, at least in my opinion. I don't know, I feel like a lot of the time when you use like pop culture references, it kind of ages it, and I feel like this didn't really age the book at all. Like, it just kind of felt still like kind of timeless, even if you still put the Taylor Swift lyrics. So basically this book is about a girl named Emily, and this is based on Valentine's Day. It's like a Groundhog Valentine's Day thing. So she basically is doomed to repeat Valentine's Day over and over and over again. And then every morning, or almost every morning, she runs into, or actually every morning, I think, she runs into, I can't remember what his name is, Nick. She runs into Nick every single morning, and they're kind of like doomed to meet each other, but the days keep like repeating. So Nick has no idea, but Emily keeps running into him. And it was just really cute. I thought it was like adorable. Loved the Taylor Swift references. Loved Emily. They both have like kind of family issues. It was a high school book, so it was just very cute, and I really liked it. And I gave this 4 stars. It was just really fun to read. Okay, next is Things We Got Over by Lucy Score. I put on my Bookstagram that I was reading this, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, I love that book, I love Lucy Score. And I was like, oh, thanks, I'm so excited. I just bought the second book of this and started reading it, and I'm literally obsessed with this series, obsessed with this whole universe. So basically this book is about Knox and Naomi, and Naomi she is a runaway bride, basically. She has a twin sister named Tina, and Tina is kind of a hot mess. She's kind of like the bad twin, and then Naomi is like dubbed the good twin. So Naomi like has spent her whole life cleaning up Tina's messes. They haven't talked for like a decade, and then Tina texts her and says she's in trouble and she needs her to meet her in this small town at this cafe. So Naomi goes to go and help her, and Tina ends up robbing her, stealing her car, all of her money, and leaving her 11-year-old daughter with Naomi, kind of being like, you gotta take care of her. So Naomi ends up taking care of Waylay, I think that was her name, Waylay. And then she ends up running into Knox, who has kind of like a thing against Tina, because everyone in the small town has like a thing against Tina. And then he ends up kind of helping her, and then they end up kind of becoming more, and it was kind of like a frenemies to lovers small town romance, and I loved it so much, and it was so cute. And like all the characters in the small town I loved. Like that's the thing with Lucy Score's writing that I've heard, is that she kind of makes like background characters and there's always something going on. It was technically a slow burn, but like it just didn't really feel like that because there was always something going on. Like they were always like doing something. And I've learned through 2 of the books I read this month that I actually don't really mind slow burns as much as I thought I did. I actually really enjoyed this book, so I don't know what that means, but I gave that book a 4.5 stars. Butts asleep. I hate when you like sit crisscross and then your foot falls asleep. Okay, next book is Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I thought this was so cute. This was a little, not cute, but I thought it was really good. This is a little like mystery thriller book. It wasn't really like a murder mystery. It was just kind of like a mystery thriller. So basically this girl Sawyer, her mom had her when she was like 16, and her mom is from this very like high class privileged home, living like life kind of thing, and she runs away after she has Sawyer and kind of moves like 45 minutes away to this like smaller rundown town. And then when Sawyer's 18, after she graduates from high school, her grandmother, she's never met before, shows up on her doorstep offering her $500,000 if she runs as a debutante and stays with her grandmother for 9 months. And then she ends up like going into this, and then also her grandmother was like, I'll help you find out who your birth dad is, because she didn't know. And then she ends up like figuring out all these things, like family secrets come to life, like, and it was just so fun to read because it's like based like Southern, and I'm Southern, like I'm from Texas, and it was just very entertaining and very funny, and I really liked it. And I love reading about like rich Southern drama. I think it's very entertaining, so I really liked this. I rated it 3.5 stars. Y'all, oh my god, I don't even know where to start with this book. Like, I don't even know where to start is the thing. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I don't know how to start. I don't know how to start. Okay, so basically Binding 13, this was a 5-star read. This was like a 6-star read for me. This was really good. This is by Chloe Walsh. So I've seen this book all over TikTok, and so many like influencers have been talking about this. I got this back in December, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was intimidated because that's how big the font is and that's how big this book is. Like, it is insane. I think it's like almost 600 pages. She's a hefty girl, and I was very intimidated, and I was like, for the longest time I was like, I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to read it. Finally, I picked it up last week and I finished it within 2 days. I'm obsessed. I love Johnny Kavanagh so bad. So basically this book revolves around a school in Ireland called Thomond College, and Johnny and Shannon. So Shannon just moved to sorry, tongue-tied up here. She just transferred schools to Thomond, and on her very first day she end up hitting in the oh my god, I can't speak. She ends up getting hit in the head with a rugby ball by Johnny on accident, and then they end up like kind of hanging out. She has like a concussion, And then her mom kind of freaks out because Shannon has a past with bullying. So her mom is kind of like, oh my gosh, like, no, like, not again. But Shannon's like, no, it was an accident, like, I swear. But her mom is still really upset, so she tells administration, and Johnny's like warned to stay away from Shannon. So it's a whole kind of like a forbidden thing a little bit. And then they end up kind of becoming more. They end up like hanging out. And like the friendships in this book, guys, I'm obsessed with Gibbsy and Claire. Like, I can't wait till their book. Oh my gosh. And it just talks about like rugby all the time, and like I miss Ireland, and this is like in Ireland. It's based in Cork. And it just reminded me so much of Ireland, and like the accents and the way they speak and just like everything. And I just love this book so much. Do look up trigger warnings for this book or something like that. I'm not gonna do the trigger warnings just because I don't know all of them, but do look them up. Okay, so that's all my books for this month. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later. Bye.